we get this phrase, a short time. I think it's about 5 times that little phrase we just saw in our gospel. That's the most times you'll see that phrase repeated anywhere in the scriptures. A short time. I think life itself is a short time. Sometimes we can try to be, we want things to be immediate. Or sometimes there is the opposite reaction. We think we've got so many years, so much time, and we sort of delay things. We procrastinate. Times I like to get things done precisely and quickly, and then other things I procrastinate about. I think, oh, well, that's not that important. In our own faith, we shouldn't be putting things off. We shouldn't be putting off developing a relationship with Jesus Christ. When there is weeping and wailing, as Jesus says, then we should know that our sorrow can turn to joy. That's the time, especially when we're weeping and we're wailing, when things are difficult and in crisis, perhaps even at this time in our history. This is the time not to procrastinate. This is the time not to say, oh, well, I've got better things to do today. I've got Netflix to watch. I've got friends to catch up on, and you forget to pray. Keep Jesus a part of what's happening all the time at the moment. Jesus wants to be with us. Jesus is with us. The challenge is what's happening from us personally. Are we procrastinating? We think, oh, we've got time. Well, we might have time, but we don't know how long we've got. We've seen over the last 6 weeks, people who thought they had years and years of living have got sick, and some have even died. Don't put off developing a relationship with Jesus and responding generously to that relationship. St. Paul today, in the first reading, meets a married couple, Priscilla and Aquila, who they'll come back a number of times throughout the Acts of the Apostles and the New Testament as well. They become known as the first catechists, first married couple who were catechists. They were great friends of Paul, and Paul meets them today in this first reading. All of us are called to proclaim Jesus Christ. Don't just leave it to me. Don't just put it off and think, oh, I've got years to live until I can proclaim Jesus Christ. Priscilla and Aquila heard the message of Jesus Christ from Paul, and they came to faith. Paul then goes to the synagogue and he's trying to teach people who are of a Jewish background about Jesus Christ, and they weren't interested. We're waiting for the Messiah, and we don't think Jesus was the Messiah. He isn't the great king who's destroyed the Roman Empire, so we're going to wait for someone else. And then Paul says, well, if you're not going to embrace him, well, I'm going to shake off the dust and I'm going to go to others. And others heard, and they didn't procrastinate. They didn't delay. They didn't come up with excuses. They embraced Jesus Christ. Let's do the same today. We don't know how long we've got. Live today for the very best you can. Live today as a saint. In a short time, Jesus will come. In a short time, he will go. In a short time, the Holy Spirit will come. We don't know how long we've got. Let's live today the very best we can. Let's live with Jesus Christ as saints today.